This is the most handsome, best styled 7 Series BMW has ever made. It has this imposing presence to it. It's a gorgeous car. And when these were new, it was the car of choice for investment bankers and CEOs and executives all over the world. The internal designation for this version 7 Series was the E38. And it ran from 1995 through 2001. And if you go online and look up Auto Trader or Cars.com or any of the other online sales ads, you'll see these cars sell for a lot of money when they're in low miles and in good condition. This car, fortunately, has neither of those. It's got a ton of miles and the condition is mediocre. But regardless, this car is a gift to you guys, the viewers, you behind the screen watching this video. This is for you. Let me show you around the car real fast. This is a 740. They had 3 models in the US market. An I, which was the base model, the L for the extended wheelbase, adds something like 5 extra inches and rear seat legroom. And then there was a 750, which had the V12 engine. There was also an M Sport model as well. Under the hood, there's no razzle-dazzle under here. 4.4 liter BMW V8 making 280 something or other horsepower. When these cars were new, they sold for about $70,000, which translates to about $110,000 today. And what you got with that was all the luxury features you would expect from the time. Power windows, door locks, power seats, lumbar control, 5-speed transmission, which is interesting, dual zone climate control, cassette player, instrumentation. Out back is where you got the extra legroom. That's where the long version comes into play. Again, power, ashtray, eyeglass holder, manual window shades, all kinds of nooks and crannies back here, from the center console armrest, hidden back here in the center, HVAC vents, and seat pockets. In the trunk, you have a full-size spare. Underneath the floor is another temporary size spare. This door has your CD player, and interestingly, this door is held on with magnets. Kind of cool. On the other side is your battery compartment. Up top is some spares and tools. Kind of cool. And a cool feature of the trunk lid is the soft close. Look, I had gotten this car almost 2 months ago now, and I won it. Yeah, right, I know, surprising, right? I won it in an online contest by another YouTuber. His name is Ethan Tufts. He has a channel called Hello Road, and he was giving this car away. His viewers, for some reason, selected me as the next caretaker, next owner of this car. And I've had a lot of goals when I first took possession of this thing. And I satisfied all those goals but one. And that one last piece, that last item that I need to accomplish with this car is to pay it forward. I want to make this a giveaway to you guys, the viewers. And it is my way of giving back to the channel, giving back to Ethan, giving back to the car, continuing the story of the car, with one of you guys being the next owner, caretaker, admirer of this 1997 BMW. But look, there's a lot to do with this car. It looks great from that far away, but the closer you get to it, you start seeing that it has some problems. It's a work in progress. And then geez. You didn't see that. Don't worry about that. That goes right back on. But there's a lot of other issues with this car too that you need to be aware of. From the kidney grills plopping out like this, to the heater that doesn't work, to the backup sensors that don't turn off, to all the little issues that you need to be aware of with this car. It is work in progress. So enough of all that. There's a lot of redeeming qualities with this car too. Starting with the electronic ignition, which is a pretty cool feature for 1997. You can see the service meter right here, and as those squares go away, it's time for an oil change. All the pixels work in the display, which is ironic because they did not when I picked the car up, and they only first started to work once the car got to the East Coast, and whether that's the cooler temperature than the more humid air, I don't know. I'd be curious if those pixels go out again if this car ever ends up in the desert again. But enough of all that, let's go for a drive. though I've only had this car for a short while, this thing has given me so many memories, and I'm going to be kind of sad to see it go. But it's also kind of exciting to see what the next story is going to be with this car, the next journey, the next adventure with it. Now, when I picked up this car from Ethan in LA, we drove 1,800 miles to Waco, Texas. And this car did fantastic during that drive. Yeah, the ABS light would come on and off from time to time. The airbag light was on and the cruise control broke during the drive, but otherwise, it really was a great driving car. We drove 80 miles an hour for hours and hours on end. And the car never complained, never fussed once about that. We even got up to 110 miles an hour on this lonely stretch of road in New Mexico, and the car did fine. The steering is smooth on this, the brakes are strong. For being fairly heavy at 4,200 pounds, it handles really well, it's surprising. And at 282 horsepower, it's got plenty of get up and go. There's really not much to not like about this car. It's really just very pleasant and comfortable and easy to drive and live with. The car is incredibly quiet, super smooth. There's no weird vibrations or shakes or shimmies or sounds coming from the engine or suspension. Now, one of the first things I did when we got this thing home is I scrubbed it, man. The interior was filthy. I cleaned and scrubbed and conditioned and shampooed and vacuumed. And, for being 23 years old, I'm pretty impressed by how clean it came up. So what's it going to take to get in on this giveaway? Well, it's going to be pretty simple, actually. There's going to be two key components. The first is you have to perform a random act of kindness. And I don't care what it is. It's for you to decide. And as examples, it could be simply going to the animal shelter and playing with the animals. It could be volunteering at your church or community center. If you have kids, you could simply take them out to the park and spend some quality time with them. Call your mom, take her out to lunch, give her a big hug. I don't care. It's up to you to decide. The second part is you need to make a video, 2 minutes or less, explaining who you are, where you are, what your intentions are with the BMW, and that random act of kindness that you performed. You simply upload that video to eccvideo@yahoo.com, and I figured we'll do it by my wife's birthday, October 7th. You have until 11:59 that night to send me the link. I'll compile all the videos. I'll pick the top 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know. I'll make a video. I'll share it with you guys, and you will be the selection committee to decide who will be the next owner of this BMW. Ideally, I'd like to have the winner picked by mid-October or so, and best case scenario, the car is gone by Halloween. So get out your phone, the camera, the GoPro, the laptop, or whatever you use to record with. Make that video, get it uploaded, get it submitted by October 7th, and maybe you can be the next owner of this fantastic BMW. Thanks for watching.